Well, you have existential angst, the horrible feeling that sours life and happiness in a way that's almost akin to someone taking a shit in your morning coffee. I want to preface this video by saying I still technically have it. It has gotten a lot better. So this video is kind of malformed in what it technically should be, but I think a video kind of letting people know they're not alone, whilst at the same time giving people some useful tools to help them along with their journey would be, somewhat of a good idea. So, how did I get it? Funnily enough, perhaps like most of you, I have no fucking clue. I have theories on what could have contributed to it, but the actual cause, still not sure. But let me get into it a little bit more. I'm not 100% sure exactly how it worked. As most things in life, it sort of just happened progressively. Like over a week, I just started to get more and more anxious by each passing day. Staying home from work and huddling in the fetal position. Silently crying myself to sleep. Didn't get more than 3-4 hours of sleep over a 4-day period. I just sort of drifted in and out of sleep. I was thinking about my parents, my brothers, my friends, my hobbies, my aspirations. Everything that one day would just fade into nothing. All of the lessons I learned in life. Just my love of the world, my hope, just gone. This progressed into the next week, where I could barely stop myself from crying at work from the torture I was going through. I just wanted to hold my loved ones and never let go. I literally wanted to just sit there in this moment, and I wish I could just pause time and just go, I'm happy. I don't want to get any older. I don't want time to progress. I love it right now. But I've often suggested that this type of thinking is kind of like trying to stop a truck from rolling downhill using your bare hands. You're not going to stop it. It's just going to crush you. So you may as well just get out of the way and let it go. I would just sort of go home and curse whatever thing or, God and whatever, like even the nature of the universe itself for making a world so full of suffering. That's how I felt. But it was at that moment I felt something. And anyone who has had depersonalization or had any sort of anxiety disorder, had any sort of, mental issue where you just don't feel yourself, would understand this feeling. It felt like a little spark of how I used to feel. It was so small, and I realized that was hope. This feeling is kind of like an ember to a desperate man, kind of like a guy that needs to survive the night. So when I saw this little ember, that thing that was just like I was trying to use to like rekindle my life, I shielded it and just held it delicately. But, just like that, it was gone. And now that may sound like a downer, but for me, I finally realized that I had the power to change myself. That it was there. It isn't dead. It's just hidden in me. Something's blocking it. Now, after that little story, I'm going to start to get a bit more blunt and honest with you. It's going to hurt. You'll feel like you're climbing up a mountain. You'll feel like you're making progress, but you'll slide right down back to the bottom. But just don't fret about it. You can always try again. That's the main thing to do, alright? Always get back up and try again. Number 1, find your hope. Battling this internal dragon won't be fun. Anyone who's played any decent games will understand that you need to fuel up and take inventory before the fight. Relax. Let go of the anxiety as much as you can. I know some people are going to go, I can't. But it's like, let go of it as much as you can. Just that little bit. Focus on something else, right? Find something that sparks you. Something that makes you feel at home. For me, I like listening to ASMR videos to help me calm down. I usually play it whilst I'm also playing games. And as it was explained to me by a psychologist, this is the way it goes. It's an obsessive thought process that leads to a spiral of negative thoughts. The key is to recognize that feeling. When you can identify it, when you can just feel it coming. It's kind of like a car trying to park in your garage. All you need to do is close the garage door and let it go. It may seem hard, but keep at it. You have to keep trying. 2, surround yourselves with friends and family even when it hurts. For me, just the sight of the things I loved brought up the thoughts that one day they'll be taken from me. But after surrounding myself with my friends and family, I found that those thoughts started to fade away bit by bit. And I started to once again look forward to seeing them. To deal, with complex mental problems. A support structure of family and friends will go a long way in helping you. It's not going to do it all, but it will make you strong. All right? It will help you. I like using metaphors, analogies, and visualizations of my problems because it helps me, define what I'm attacking. It helps me tackle my problems. My analogy would be for this: you have a little steam engine inside you, and it's powering your war against this dark cloud of existential angst and guilt and existential, just depression. It has infiltrated your mind, right? And it's at war with you. And positive experiences, love from your family and friends, and just happiness is the coal that keeps this engine running. So stock up on it as much as you can. Just keep stocking up on it. Talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk to anyone you can about it. It would be also preferable to talk to people who have had this or had similar things to this. Number 3, seek professional advice. A psychologist will go a long way in helping you fight this. Imagine this person as almost like a wise guru, a teacher who will give you the tools and training to beat this monster. This person has peer-reviewed, well-substantiated methods of helping you deal with this ailment. I live in Australia, so I can't speak to the affordability of psychologists elsewhere, but it simply starts by going to your GP or doctor, telling them how you feel, giving them basically everything you're feeling at that moment. Tell them what is eating you. Explain it to them. Use visuals. Right? That's how I did it. And they may offer you some medications, but I'll address that in the final point. The price may vary, but make sure to shop around and call up local psychologists. Check the prices, and remember, it's money going to help you feel better. So don't be afraid if you need to dig into your savings a little bit. Because after all, what's the point of keeping money? What's the point of hoarding money if none of it matters because you're dead inside and you just want to feel again? Don't be afraid to take some medication. Now, this is going to sound controversial, and a lot of people are quite against just any sort of medications that help mental issues, but I promise you, I'm taking 15 milligrams of Seropax and Elapam. I cut it in half every night and I take it just before bed. It's an anti-anxiety medication designed to help calm your mind, right? This wasn't just thrown together. It has had hours and hours and hours of research put behind it. It is designed to do what it says on the bottle. It may seem to you that it's like cheating or it's wrong, or maybe even some people in your family will tell you that you shouldn't do it. But if it's bad enough that you're panicking every day, and if it's bad enough certainly that you're searching videos like mine maybe to help, if you're looking around and you just feel absolutely horrible, then it's probably something that you might need to help calm your mind. Talk to your doctor, tell them your concerns, and they'll be more than willing to help you find a medication that they can work into your daily regimen, right? You can tell them, as I did, because I was scared. I didn't want to take benzodiazepines, okay? Because I've heard a lot of negative press about benzodiazepines. He assured me, he said, you'll be fine. Take them as directed on the bottle, half a tablet, do not go up, do not go down. Take half a tablet each time. That's it, right? You need something to calm your mind. You are panicking, you're not focusing. Another quote from my psychologist: to help people with their problems, we don't make them less scary. We make you stronger than whatever you're facing. The medication has got a bad rap, so make sure that if there's people skeptical about it in your life, to go through a doctor and a properly registered GP to go and get your medication. In conclusion, I'm still battling this demon. Even as I wrote the script for this video, I felt it breathing down my shoulders. As I'm recording this now, it is still there, but every day I feel stronger. I go back and forth feeling horrible to feeling normal to feeling horrible to feeling normal. But this happens, and it's like it loses a little bit of power every time it comes and goes. It's slight, but you can barely feel it. But I have hope that it will work, and I hope what I suggested in this video works for you too. Thank you for listening.